JB, your reaction to the Micah Parsons trade?
Addition by subtraction.
Mm.
I think Dallas. This was the first time I called it on my show. I think it's the first time that Jerry said I'm going to change the narrative here and do something that I didn't do with Emmitt Smith and etc. in '89 when I purchased the team. I think this is, and then he took a shot at him by saying we need to stop the run. If you caught that little eloquent take there, I don't think Micah is worth the money at all. I get the sacks numbers and all that, but at the end of the day, Jason, he don't play the run, and now you're going to put him in the cold weather place and expect him to do that. I think Dallas won the trade, not only immediately but for the future, and I think it's a macro play by Jerry Jones for the simple fact that if Dak Prescott does not play well this year, I could see them dumping him too and starting over like they did in '89 with one of these good quarterbacks in this coming up draft. So I think this is a big play for Jerry Jones to end his career and go out the way he wants to go out, deservingly so. So you can say all you want about Jerry Jones, but at the end of the day, he does it his way. He's changed the NFL, regardless of how you think about him. And I think I'm actually commending him because I'm not a fan of Micah Parsons. And when he laid, and I talked to Pac-Man Jones yesterday, when he laid on that bench, that was it. Jerry Jones said, nah, this is still America's team. You're going to show me up like this? I thought it was over. And I said it on my show. I thought he was going to Green Bay from the jump.
Jay, I didn't know where you would land. I knew you would land somewhere interesting, and you have. And you know, I just had TJ Houshmandzadeh on, and we were talking, and I was saying that, look, hey, man, these outside edge rushers, I'm not sure if they produce the postseason victories that everyone thinks, oh, now they're a Super Bowl contender. Well, Khalil Mack went to Chicago. What happened? I love TJ Watt. Love him. But what have the Steelers won with him postseason? I love
playoff games. Yeah.
I love JJ Watt. He never Super Bowl. And so there were people. I love the Bosa brothers. Nick's been, I think, to 2 Super Bowls. But when I think of people making a comparison between Micah Parsons and Reggie White is comical. Comical.
It is.
You didn't dare. Reggie White was like Deion Sanders. There was a half of the field you just tried to avoid. I don't want to deal with Reggie White. That's not Micah Parsons. He's a problem in the pass rushing situations, but he's not Aaron Donald, a disruptor from the middle of the defense. He's not Chris Jones, a disruptor from the middle of the defense. He's not Warren Sapp, a disruptor from the middle of the defense. He's not Ray Lewis, a disruptor from the middle of the defense. He's an edge rusher that we like the stats from sacks, but maybe it's not as valuable as we think.
Let me ask you this. Is Jerry Jones trading Lawrence Taylor? Hell no. That's my point I've been trying to make with these people. You're not trading anyone like that. He's not Lawrence Taylor. He's not close. He's not Reggie White. He's not even prime Von Miller. So, like, this is what I don't understand. Like, he won't play B gap. He won't spill the football play to the backers coming over the top. He literally refuses. I've watched him specifically in Green Bay and in Frisco when they had opportunities to win playoff games where, Jason, as a former lineman, when you've got an elite player on the other side of the football, there's 2 ways to attack it. You either run at him and read him, or you run away from him. We run at Micah Parsons, if you've noticed what the 49ers did to him and what Green Bay absolutely destroyed them with 2 years ago in the playoffs. They ran at him all game with a skiffer, with a sniffer, floating tight end across the formation, kicking him out, a fullback tight end, absolutely destroying him in that Green Bay game. And if you look at the brass tacks, they're in the league with the Super Bowl champs and a team that went to the NFC title game in Washington. You got 2 teams and a much better New York Giant team this year. Just mark my words when I say that. You got 3 teams now in that division, in that conference, before he got traded, that he has yet to make any significant plays against. If you go back the last 4 games against the Eagles, he's made 4 football plays, Jason. 4. I literally just broke this down. He's made 4 impactful football plays against the Eagles in the last 4 years. The strip sack versus Jalen Hurts that they recovered. a rundown behind the play and forced a fumble. He had 2 sacks one game. And where is he dominated in a big game? Not. You can't show me one. He's got 52.5 sacks in 4 years, which is right up there with the top. But like you point out, these are pass rushing stats that really don't carry any weight when it comes to winning meaningful football games. That is why I would not pay him even close to the money that he got paid.
JB, okay, the Cowboys have made the right decision in your mind, and I think I agree with you. Does that mean Green Bay made the absolute wrong decision? Because this is a win now decision. This is, hey, we're ready to win a Super Bowl. We got Jordan Love. Now we got Micah Parsons. Has Green Bay made the wrong decision?
No, because they have Gary on the other side, which I believe is even better than Micah. So now they have 2 guys. One guy can play the run and spill it to the backer. The other guy can actually play his position in Micah and just get up the football field and play the 9 technique and go disrupt the passer. And then, to me, though, it tells me that they're putting all their eggs in one basket with Jordan Love, which is the bigger shock to me. Because Aaron Rodgers left, Jason, and tell me a trade they made with Aaron Rodgers that was anything close to this. Tell me a trade that they made, or tell me a draft pick that they made that they've done in the last 2 years with wideout picks. Green Bay has the best young wideout core in all of football, contrary to belief. Aaron Rodgers never had this luxury, and they lost 4 NFC title games to the 49ers. And you can argue what they did in the draft and what they did in free agency and what they did with trades. They never made no Micah Parsons trade. They never made no trade from any young big-time wideouts. So they're smacking Aaron Rodgers on the way out the door still to this day. And so it's actually funny looking at it that way. I don't think it hurt Green Bay, but I still have Green Bay maybe 3rd best team, 4th best team in the NFC. And the NFC, to me, is not very good. Not anymore. The Niners are a team we don't know about. Seattle, Arizona are what they are. The NFC South is just laugh at that division in total. And the NFC East, Giants will be better, but where are the Cowboys? Cowboys actually could sneak all the way into being in a playoff team now. Like, seriously. So you get Green Bay. Detroit has 2 new coordinators. Minnesota has in essence, rookie quarterback. There's no dominant NFC team right now, and Philly has all the pressure on them to repeat. And I think the Rams are the Super Bowl favorite if Stafford's healthy. If he's not, the Rams aren't even a playoff team. That's how crazy this division or the NFC is this year. So I'm not sold on any of these guys in the NFC. Tampa, NFC South so bad. They'll get through the division and get in the playoffs, but they're not going to be. They're old on D. You got Mike Evans, their best receiver, who's old, who I love, the most underrated wideout in the history of football, in my opinion, but he's old. I like Godwin, but can their O-line sustain? Can they run the football with a Baker Mayfield? Baker Mayfield, even though he had all these stats last year, more stats than Patrick Mahomes and all this stuff you want to bring up, over his history, he's been still inconsistent from year to year. So I want to see if he can, replicate what he did last year. I don't know if he will. So I'm not sold on the NFC. And Green Bay could be the team, in my opinion, that gets out of the North. But I don't know if they're good enough with Jordan Love. Does he have the it factor, especially after being paid, to go out and win a meaningful football game? And beating a bad Cowboy team in the playoffs 2 years ago, which they ultimately paid him for. And then last year stunk it up. He stunk up the place. And now he's got a left hand injury that nobody was going to talk about. So it's going to be very interesting. Green Bay still lacks in a lot of holes on defense, in my opinion. And can Micah play the run and help out Gary on the other side that does play both? Because if Gary goes down, you're back to a Dallas team with 1 D lineman that's significant. And Micah Parsons rushing the passer and not playing the run. So Green Bay becomes Dallas North like this. So it's going to be very interesting when you break it all down in that way. But the NFC, I don't believe is a very I think there can be a few teams that can shock you and win it because it's so mediocre.
If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.